Let's take a look at this 20-second clip from a Denzel Washington movie and find out what makes this image look so goddamn gorgeous.
What are you going to do?
I'll get in my truck and leave.
I can help you.
Help me do what?
So welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to break down that scene and what I think the ingredients are to create images like that. And then I'm going to jump onto Premiere, and with something I shot not that long ago, I'm going to try and get as close to that type of image as humanly possible, given the fact that, you know, I shot my stuff just on a GH5 with no budget, compared to that's a Tony Scott movie with millions of pounds and amazing, the amazing Denzel Washington. So let's have a look at this particular frame here, and let's jump into Premiere and have a look at the scopes and see what's going on with that image. It's quite a contrasty image, but the scopes are all below 80 IRE, so even the brightest highlights in this daytime scene are nowhere near 100. There's a lot of shadow information. It looks like quite a saturated image also, but if you look at the vector scope, you can see the saturation is well within legal limits. Now let's take a look at some more specific details that I think really give that image that extra sauce, extra flavor. So number one, it's shot on a telephoto lens, so you get tons of separation. That background is really obliterated. Tony Scott, very famous for using, or very well known for using telephoto lenses. I personally love the look of a telephoto lens. So the second thing I want to highlight is the image is really sharp, but in an organic way. In no way kind of a digitally sharpened image. I mean, this film was shot on actual film, not on an ARRI, Alexa or a Red or anything like that. So you're going to get that obviously. But yeah, nice razor sharp image, but beautifully and organic. And finally, this particular film, lots of grain. You zoom in on that image, there's so much texture. And those three things, along with the lighting, obviously, the locations, but as well in the grade, it all combines to give you this just really sort of dense, rich, beautiful image. I think this is one of my favorite movies for the visuals. So anyway, so taking all that into account, let's jump into Premiere and I'm going to grade something of mine, and we'll see if we can get anywhere near close to this. All right, so here we are inside Premiere. This is shot in Vlog on the GH5. Something I shot in the city of London, so great architecture already. I'll put a link in the description for the finished project. So let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to basic correction, and I'm going to input the standard Panasonic Vlog to Rec 709 LUT, stick it on there. And then second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to creative tab, and I'm going to put a film stock on there, which is Fuji 3510. And already that's looking pretty decent, but it's looking kind of digital DSLR style for me. So let's go and make some further adjustments, bring up the scopes. So I'm going to bring the white point down to 90, and then I'm going to add some contrast. And then finally, I'm going to drop the shadows down. And actually that image is looking a little bit warm for my liking, so I'm also going to cool it off. And that's looking much better, much more, I hate this word, cinematic, but it's starting to get there. I'm just going to raise the black slightly as well because they're clipping just a touch. Then I will go into my wheels, and I'm just going to add some color to this. I'm going to bring some orange into the midtones, just an ever so slight touch, and a bit of yellow over into the highlights, and then just a little bit of teal into the shadows. These are really tiny little tweaks. So before and after. That's looking good. Might just cool it off a tad more. Then what I'll do is on an adjustment layer above that, let's just drag that in there. I am going to add some sharpening. So I don't use the sharpening in Lumetri. I use a Magic Bullet plugin, which is called Colorista. And then in Effect Controls, there's something in Colorista called Pop, and I just find it does a much better job. So I'm going to add that onto 50%. And this is going to be very difficult to see because of the YouTube algorithm, but if I just zoom in 100% there, that's off, that's on, and it just brings out kind of the detail in his face a lot more. Kind of, it gives you that, it's very hard to describe, it's kind of a crunchiness to the highlights that I like. You see that more with film stocks. So in order to sort of not just have it sharpened and give that texture to the image, that's when I would add film grain. And I've got some stocks in here, and I'm going to add a 16mm film stock to this. We'll set that blend mode to overlay, and I'll probably turn it down to about 75%. And that just helps kind of texturize the image, but it's doing it over the top of the sharpening. And I just find it gives a really nice result. So again, let's just quickly zoom in 100% there. So you've still got that sharpness going on, but if you look here in the out of focus areas, it's very difficult to see, but I find it makes a huge difference, to be honest with you. So we've gone from that to that. And if you compare that to the frame from Man on Fire, the actual overall feel of the image is not a million miles away. To say, you know, I've shot this on a GH5 compared to a Hollywood movie. In my opinion, it's not too bad. I think that's it for this video. You know, this kind of sort of textured, kind of gritty kind of feel, this kind of image, that's what I like. I'm really not a fan of kind of this clinical, clean vibe that I see a hell of a lot on YouTube channels or YouTube type cinematic videos. To me, they all tend to look very similar. It's just not something I'm into. I prefer to go my own way and do my own thing. Not everybody's going to like what you're doing, but as long as you like what you're doing and you've got a reason behind what you're doing, there's some thought process going on, then I think that's valid enough, to be honest with you. So anyway, enough waffling. I'll see you on the next video.